What is up, everybody? It is Midwest Raiders coming at you with another video for our channel. Today we have a really good one. We're going to be talking about that Bears Raiders preview for this weekend. We have a second game in the lineup. It's not at noon. It's about 3:25, somewhere in there, depending on where you're at. And it's going to be a really good game, and we're still going to get to find out where the Raiders are right now. I keep talking about how we come out as a different team every game. And so, once again, who are we going to come out? What identity are we going to show? We're going to be offense, defense, special teams. What can we do the best? Because last game we couldn't do anything whatsoever. And so, I have some notes here. We'll talk about it a little bit. Get into this. It's going to be a short and simple video, in my opinion. And we'll get through it the best we can. But please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff if you're interested in catching some more Midwest Raider videos, and I hope you do. Like I said, we're going to be doing every pregame and every preview all year long, so we're here for the thick and thin of it, and we'll be right here, Raider Nation, if you want to tune in and watch a little bit of Raider talk and leave some comments, all that good stuff. All right, so the Bears coming in 1-2, and the Raiders coming in at 1-2 as well. We did get that first week win against the Patriots. They just picked up a win, a really convincing win against the Cowboys last week. They scored like 34 points, and they held the Cowboys to like 14 points. So it was a pretty convincing win, and they did it in good fashion. Caleb Williams really sparked off. 298 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. They were 8 and 14 on third down, which is really good against that Cowboys defense. They scored 24 points or more in the last two of 3 games. So they definitely are going to score 24 points in this game against the Raiders defense, in my opinion. They had 28 passing attempts and no sacks. So Caleb Williams was actually mainly clean in the pocket. So definitely going to be a factor in this game. He threw to 8 different wide receivers. I'm not even going to name them all, but they have a plethora of collection of wide receivers and tight ends that they can throw to that are good and can make big plays. And so that's going to be really hard to defend for the Raiders. I'm not looking forward to this game at all, and you'll be really surprised at the end when I'm making our prediction. I honestly don't know about this game. As I keep going, it's making me think even more. DeAndre Swift is their running back. He got held to 45 yards, which is good. I think our run defense is possible of maintaining DeAndre Swift, but maybe because he did not have a good game last week, he's going to have a great game against the Raiders, because we're known for that too, letting running backs who have down week 1 week come back and slam us the next week, kind of like the whole backup quarterback thing, where we just make backup quarterbacks look like starting quarterbacks. So pretty crazy there. So hopefully our run defense can pick up, because our run defense, let's see, they gave up 201 yards on the ground to the Washington Commanders. Not only did their non-starting running backs walk all over us, their backup quarterback did as well, with Marcus Mariota, commanding that team and rushing them to the victory. So it's going to be a crazy game from that perspective. The Bears defense held once again the Cowboys to 14 points, 3 and 11 on third downs, and only gave up 292 yards total offense. But that's kind of good for us, because the Raiders were right around there, 289 yards, three touchdowns to Trey Tucker. Geno was 19 for 29. So I think this will be a really good test for Geno to see if he can just come out a little bit sharper and a little bit faster. Like, we need to come out in the first quarter. We end up scoring some more points in the second half of games. We need to do that in the first quarter, kind of like we did against the Patriots, had a little lull, but then came back and decisively won that game towards the end of that Patriots game. And it's unfortunate that I got to keep referring to that Patriots game, but that's when we looked like the most solid team in the NFL that we might have been. And so Ever since then, we've been, opposites. The defense stood up on the Chargers game a little bit, and the offense had a lull with no touchdowns and 3 field goals. Then this last game, not one phase came and decided to play special teams, defense, offense, nobody. The offense came and played in the second half, but the game was already done, and so I don't. People had some games, but the game was over, and I really never felt like we were going to make a comeback in that game. So, just a pretty good collapse of the Raiders. So, here's the positives. Here's what we need to get done this week for a victory. Keys to victory for the Raiders. One, we need to get some push on the offensive line of the Bears, and Max Crosby is definitely the man, can do it. But he needs help. He needs Tyree Wilson to step up. He needs Adam Butler to step up and, push some guys around. They need some of those playmakers in there to make some plays, some really big plays, push those guys around. Now, Bears have a really good offensive line. Like I said, they had 0 sacks last week against the Cowboys, so he was remaining really clean in the pocket, and so any kind of push from our defensive guys will be acceptable. Once again, we're going to be playing that zone defense, and our cornerbacks also need to step up and cover all these receivers and tight ends that the Bears have, and kind of cut some of their options off, and give them small plays, but don't leave them the gash plays that we got taken to last week. So I think defense is going to play a big role in this game. Got to keep them to 24 points or less, because offensively that's our limit right now. We scored 24 points last week, but it wasn't enough because we were totally getting outscored last week. So we got to keep it into that 24-point range and keep them under wraps. Second thing that needs to happen is Geno needs to have a great day. He needs to come out fast, furious, and hit Trey Tucker for one of those long, deep balls. Make sure that we get him in the end zone early, and then just keep it going throughout the game. Also, hopefully, the Bears' only weakness that we might be able to overcome is they do let occasionally running backs run over them a few times. They let 121 rushing yards in the last game versus the Cowboys, giving like 6 yards a clip. So maybe Jeanty can really show what he can do in this game. Now, give him a little bit of blocking from that offensive line, get him in some lanes, and show what he can do, wear out that defense a little bit, hopefully, and then open up everything else. So that's the next thing, a big day from Jeanty, which we haven't seen yet. I think the most yards is around 60 yards he's had in a game. So we need to really feed him the ball from the beginning and let him work, let him run down this Bears defense, because they are known to give up some rushing yards. They gave up some passing yards as well, so we can still focus on that. But I think the rushing game is going to be a little bit more important in this, because I think we can really run them down a little bit. So hopefully that's the strategy that I'm thinking would be good. The last key is the offensive line. What are we going to do? I'm going to put my notes down here. What are we going to do about these O-line? Are they going to figure it out, or what? From what I heard in the press conference is Pete Carroll said that he's not going to start JPJ as center. So that is upsetting right away. I hope it starts an uprise with the Raider Nation on why JPJ is not starting. There has to be something extra going on that we do not know about. So let's put it in the rumor mill. What is going on with JPJ, and why is he not starting as the center for the Las Vegas Raiders? There's something extra going on we don't know about. I'm sure it'll come out later. But why they wouldn't put him, I don't care. I don't care why he says, yeah, he hasn't practiced in 2 weeks. He hasn't done things, blah, blah, blah. He is better than every other lineman besides Colton Miller on that line. So those two guys need to be in, and they need to help us block, hopefully open a couple lanes for Jeanty. So Yes, why is he not starting it? I don't know. That's very, very confusing. So what is the rumors on that? Let me know if you hear anything great in the comments. Last thing is the health of Brock Bowers. Where is he in the progression? He's still wearing that really thick brace. I think it really narrows him down from being able to make great cuts, jump for balls, do things like that. I think it's definitely hindering him. It's very frustrating for him, I bet, not be able to play at his peak performance, but hopefully he's getting better to the road to recovery so he can be 100% and really help us down the stretch with some of these jump balls that we need to get made. So once again, start out quick to Tre Tucker. Defensively, get some spark from the whole defensive line. We have to get to him. We can't let him stay clean the whole game like he did against the Cowboys. Get Caleb Williams. Slow him down a little bit. We need the run defense to step up and not let Swifty have a game on us, because that's known to happen with these backs that have a down game and they come against the Raiders and spark us up. So hopefully that can happen. And finally, hopefully the players that we talked about get in the game and get to work, including Tre Tucker. I hope he has another great game. But get Thornton involved, Myers involved, Bowers involved, Janty, and then get healthy quick. Michael Mayer, hopefully he gets back in the lineup soon. I know he had a concussion, so take your time, get healthy though, and get back in the lineup because he is a great tight end that we need for blocking as well. So those are some of my keys. I think my final prediction, and believe it or not, I hope this is the game that we make a comeback and show what this team can do. I know teams that start out like, start out 1-3 has a 13% chance of making the playoffs. And I know playoffs, why are we talking about that? But just statistically, it's very, very hard to get going if we don't get going now. And so if not, it's going to be one of those years, Raider fans. So final score in this game, I'm actually going the Raiders 27, the Bears 24. It's going to be very, very close, but I think we can squeak it off with a field goal and get a win and get over those 20-point humps and just pick it up in this game. We're playing at home. I know it's going to be 50-50 in there because the Raider fans are pissed from the last game, so I'm sure they're not going to show up, and there's going to be a lot of Bears. So hopefully it's 50-50 Bears fans in there. We'll see what it looks like on TV and talk about it on that recap that we will do here at Midwest Raider Fans. So tell me what you guys think. Let me know if you think I'm crazy, what your keys to win are, and who do you think is going to be the player that lights it up for the Raiders and takes us and gets us a win. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been Midwest Raider Fans. Please like, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. And I can't wait to see you guys on our next video. So thank you guys so much. And as always, go Raiders.